Welcome, my friends, to It's Vinylly Mine, and it's another patron pick. Yes, what's a patron pick? Well, if you head on over to our Patreon page and join our top tier, not only do you get access to all our perks, but you also get early access to any of the videos we post up on YouTube or elsewhere, and you get to vote on a vinyl that we will feature here on It's Vinylly Mine at least once a month, at least one episode a month. And so we're just doing a bunch of them this month, and today we're covering another patron pick. This one is for the soundtrack to 2000 Maniacs. It was put out once again by our friends over at TerrorVision Records. And yeah, if you're not familiar with 2000 Maniacs, not only is this horror movie from the godfather of gore, Herschell Gordon Lewis, the influence to the 10,000 Maniacs band's name, but it is also a gory 1964 horror film in which a number of tourists end up taking the wrong turn and wind up drifting into a southern town that is in the middle of their centennial celebration. And what's this celebration? Well, it's marking the anniversary of when Union soldiers came through and pretty much decimated their town. I know, it sounds weird, right? And we soon see how these town folks have very nasty plans for the tourists as one by one they dispatch them in wicked, evil, mean, and nasty ways that gets the whole town involved. That's 2000 Maniacs, a very interesting cult horror film. One of my favorites. I love everything about it, including the soundtrack, which is composed by Mr. Herschell Gordon Lewis. So let's look at this release now and drop the needle and take a closer look, shall we? So here we have 2000 Maniacs. Now, before we get really started in this, I wanted to include this because this came with the shipment as well, and I just found it quirky, and I love quirky stuff. It came with a pixie stick, which is really cool, a page from, it looks like an Asian book with questions, that wording, maybe, I'm not quite sure what this page is from, but it's unique, plus it's a thank you from Chloe in here, and any comments and questions we might have for the album. We've got a fortune teller miracle fish. You put in the palm of your hand and the movement will indicate what it does, so that's pretty cool there. I don't know if I see any movement, but still, that's really cool. And a Toxic Crusaders sticker came with this shipment of 2000 Maniacs. So just love the quirky stuff and wanted to mention of it in here. Now, on to the album. Here we are, 2000 Maniacs, and let's pull it out of the plastic and see what we got in this release. Now, there's paper on the back as well, so there is a bunch of stuff that came with this in the sleeve. Well, first off, we have here is the cover of 2000 Maniacs, very similar to the cover that we had on the VHS, as well as many of the video recordings. A very disturbing picture, but lets you know what you're in for, and I love the font of 2000 Maniacs. In fact, this gatefold album was designed by Earl Kess, and it has illustrations by Earl Kess, who also did the Not of This Earth designs, as well as many others. So on the back, yes, not for the squeamish folks, that wonderful gore. This scene right here in particular really disturbs me because it looks like they actually cut her arm off. It's so good for 1964. I love the TerrorVision, this one sheet here poster, and I love that they included that in there. And putting the gore in there, that just, summarizes it. I love this large font at the top. Really makes it stick out. And of course, we have here our track listings for both A and B side, all the other taglines that went along with this. They really put a lot of thought into this layout, eye-capturing, summing up the movie, and yeah, I just love this whole layout. I'm so excited about this because this looks great. Now, what came along with it is the record with liner notes from Herschell Gordon Lewis themselves, as well as Ryan Graveface. We have liner notes in here, which also, this liner, oh my god, this is beautiful as well. More scenes from the film. Herschell Gordon Lewis adding his own notes to this, and yeah, the illustrations are fantastic on here. And if you have seen this movie, seen these seeing these here as well, these pictures, will just bring back memories for this film. And I love the color design and everything about this release. Now, the record vinyl itself, let's take a look at that. Oh, look at that, is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, in a gory, red, bloody way. Very fitting for this cult classic, which pretty much Herschell Gordon Lewis did a number of fantastic cult films that many people have replicated since. And once again, like the other TerrorVisions, we have the vinyl, we have the side track listing on one label, and on the back label an illustrated artwork on. And yeah, look at that. That's just I love this. As you can tell, I love the movie as well. So we've got that, but oh, you know what we forgot? Let's take a look in the gate and see what artwork we have in here. And we have, oh, look at that. It is a map of Pleasant Valley and its centennial layout. This map is awesome, and it's actually fairly accurate. Apparently, some of the buildings that were featured in 2000 Maniacs are still standing in St. Cloud. There's also talk that part of where this film was is now part of Walt Disney World in Florida. So all I know is I love this. The detour, this sums up the movie. There's a bucket scene. There's the arm scene. Yeah, TerrorVision, once again, not disappointing in their release of vinyl. So now I am going to go and give this a listen, and when I come back, I will give you my final thoughts and the track that stood out for me most.
By order of the Supreme Hollywood, you are hereby ordered to cease revealing spoilers on your podcast, or face the wrath of the great cinematic lord. You must disband your crew and forever close the door to your establishment. Oh, yeah.
No way, brother. Let me tell you, brother. All my movie maniacs out there know that besides watching movies, listening to soundtracks, and walking my parapet, I love talking movie spoilers, brother. And you're gonna have to beat every movie maniac out there to get me to stop.
What do you mean, no? This is madness! Yeah!
This isn't madness, brother. This is my squared circle. What you gonna do when the spoiler room crew runs wild on you? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Spoiler Room Podcast episode 300 will be on the Special Mark Productions YouTube channel October 6th, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a 2-hour live event where the crew will be going against What the Fuck movies, What the Fuck movie product tie-ins, and whatever else comes to mind. There will be a live chat so you can interfere with the match whenever you want and ask questions or just say, what the fuck. You can also find a link to the event on specialmarkproductions.com. So mark your calendars and prepare to take a seat in the spoiler room, where the conversation is fresh, but we do spoil the movies.
An awful sound, and from his lips there came an awful sound. Yeah! Oh, the sound's gonna rise again.
Hey everyone, we're back, and I've just got done listening to this wonderful pressing of the 2000 Maniacs soundtrack. Reading the liner notes along with it, Ryan had just gives this wonderful story of how he got connected with Herschell Gordon Lewis, got to talk to him, actually went down and recorded 2 tracks, re-recorded them basically from the soundtrack. He recorded them in Herschell Gordon Lewis's living room, and those end up being 2 of my favorite tracks on this album, but actually all the tracks on here are just really fantastic. They really went through and tried to dig every sound music cue that they could from the movie, and I think they succeeded quite a bit here. This is a very impressive release, and it's very exciting reading the liner notes, finding out too that they have license for a total of, I believe it said 5 Herschell Gordon Lewis movie soundtracks. And if any of them are like this, I am there. Here, take my money, please. Because, folks, if you are a fan of the 2000 Maniacs soundtrack, this pressing is for you. I mean, from The South Gonna Rise Again to Old Joe Clark, both versions recorded on here. It's just fantastic. So there you have it, folks. 2000 Maniacs soundtrack. Stuff like this needs to be preserved. Whether or not you really agree with the type of films or not, this is a piece of cinema, and the fact that they got to do this pressing is fantastic, and it is a welcome addition to my collection. I'll stop gushing around over 2000 Maniacs soundtrack now. If you got this release, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? I am very impressed and look forward to future releases of soundtracks from Herschell Gordon Lewis movies that I hope they bring out soon. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Again, head over to our Patreon if you're curious at all and want to have a say in what we talk about here on It's Vinylly Mine. Make sure you set your calendars to October 6th, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we're doing our episode 300 for the Spoiler Room. It's going to be live. It'll be a lot of fun. Hope you can tune in for that. I thank you for your support, and remember, it's not yours, it's Vinylly Mine, and I'll see you on the flip side.